EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Tonight, we finish off Week 4 with a good Monday night matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by a third-round pick back in 2018 out of Oklahoma State. It's Mason Rudolph.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
On the run is Counter. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Brings up second.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's Rudolph. And his throw here's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target. And it's 2nd down. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
And now the spotlight falls on wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, because with the acrimonious departure of Antonio Brown to Oakland and Le'Veon Bell moving on to the New York Jets, he is truly the #1 target for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
2nd and 10, Rudolph again. That's caught. The former USC Trojan, Xavier Grimble. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 13. It's a first down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Andy Dalton, who had a heck of a performance on the road against a tough Seattle defense, brings out the Bengals offense here. But let's talk about that Week 1 game, 21-20. Yes, a loss on the road at Seattle. I get that, but Charles, 35 of 51, 418 yards for Dalton.
A big day against a very tough defense, as you noted, on the road, and with a new head coach in place who's calling the offense for him. So he's adapting quite well without his number 1 target, A.J. Green, who's hurt it this time. So give Andy Dalton a lot of credit. Crossroads-type season for him. Didn't get the win, but he looked darn good.
And those 418 yards that he threw for, the most of any quarterback on Sunday around the NFL. Second and 10 now from the 27. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And maybe shades in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again.
Stephon Tuitt came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wonder, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
Kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups. Right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down. Defensive starters, here they are for Cincinnati. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And that's been an Achilles heel for them all season long, being able to play against the run, being able to slow teams down. But it's not just that. When you give up big chunks of yardage in the running game, it also opens up the passing options for the team you're playing as well. So typically, when you don't play the run well, you're getting hit in all phases.
On 2nd and 7, Rudolph going deep for Moncrief. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check 50. General West.
Ready? From the gun, here's Rudolph. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Here's Rudolph. His throw incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Connor, and he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. They were able to stop him at the line on first down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination. And they got it done on the second try.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Cincinnati getting the ball back here. Yeah, we discussed what Andy Dalton did week 1 against Seattle. Now, they didn't have A.J. Green. Joe Mixon missed much of the game, Charles. He exited with an ankle injury. John Ross, though, was excellent at wide receiver.
Boy, was he ever. Would you say there's been a sighting of John Ross?
Big time.
Because his rookie year, there was discussion about him going back to his first position in college, which was cornerback. But in this game, he's announced he's going to stay at receiver. 7 catches, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. His previous high in his career, 3 catches for 52 yards. John Ross breaks out.
Felt comfortable back in the state of Washington. Remember, he was a Washington Husky in college. The numbers for Mixon last week, 15 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football.